Hi, Anti-Society. Welcome back to the Antisocial Planet. Today we are checking out some more Tower of God Webtoon, and the last couple of chapters we got to see Bum showing off his power and all of the work that he did going into actually doing this Slayer nominee competition stuff, and then us being properly introduced to White, which is the Slayer, which is an important little bit of information. The moment that we get comfortable, we gotta up the power scaling. But the Slayer that is the culmination of all of these siblings, with Joaquin and Anna and Vincent, them all, when they're all together, they make White, who is the Slayer. That's probably fine. That's probably not going to be something that we need to deal with at some future juncture that will be inconvenient for everyone else involved. We left off with Anna apparently picking a fight, so we'll see what she has. It's also probably not going to freak me out, because children in high stress combat situations are never a little bit unnerving, are they? So let's just see what these chapters have got for me. We're asking a lot of questions. I feel like he's giving you a lot of information, and I feel like we're just hitting him with some intensity after we totaled him in one shot. So maybe we just calm down a little bit. Apparently the Slayer got broken up into multiple pieces and then locked away in all those like little rooms. So I'm assuming we made an exception. I like the knowledge of, I don't know. Why would I know that information? I guess if they're all in a similar thing, right? Like I just said, I'm like, oh, they were all trapped in the one room and they were talking about being asleep, the other Slayers being asleep. Perhaps it is a similar thing, and this just happens to be where White was kept because there were multiple, maybe, but also because of the history I'm assuming that we've also had with Bodo and Akka and stuff. Like there are other people who also are involved with why like Joaquin at least is here, so I'm sure there's lots of other things happening. Oh, okay, so are the numbers by like power scale? Are we dealing with a lower end of that power scale? Because that'll be fine. That'll be like not worrisome at all that there's going to be others that perhaps are more powerful. It's fine. It's good. I like there's some chaotic incident. I believe that from Joaquin alone, I believe that White is the kind of person that would take a bunch of lives and cause issues. Oh, okay. We got defeated by Princess of Jihad, so noted. Ah, okay. So we intentionally split ourselves up so we could get onto the Hell Train, I'm assuming, because it would down the power scaling. Of course, there's something like the Hell Train, right? Like you could end up anywhere. That would be the choice, huh? I guess also because there are certain people who aren't allowed, right? Like, if you're defeated by a Princess of Jihad, right? The whole thing with Lady Yuri being here is like, hey, technically you're not allowed to be here. So if you're trying to escape from people who may cause you harm, Hell Train's probably a good place to go. Yeah, Daniel's a whole thing. Yeah, there's a whole big plan. Yep, there's a big plan, and you're separated from Kun and Rock, which, by the way, we have not circled back to my sweet little chibi boy. But yes, everything has been planned. Yep, everyone is where they're supposed to be, which is not worrisome at all. That never stresses me out in any series that I get into. And it turns out there was a plan all along. Y'all saying hurry, but you're also making him stay here because you keep talking. For goodness sake. Oh, good. It's you two who are going after this particular set. Don't pick a fight with Kun, Rachel. He's already been like, hey, I'm gonna let you go this time, but next time I won't be nice. And honestly, I'm here to watch. I'm here to cheer and applaud from the sidelines. At least they're putting it together and be like, oh, are we lucky or was this planned? Of course it is. Always planning. Yep, gonna have to wait because you're not powerful enough, even within the game's rules. Good, we're bringing Casanova into this too. That's fine. I dislike you. Good luck with that. Good luck. I believe in Kun. I beg your pardon? Why is there a giant ball of eyes? Thank you. Okay, a jar. True. No, fair enough. We got the handles. That is definitely a jar. Same question though. What is that in general? Why is there a jar with eyes? The who of the what now? I'd be running too. I'd be like, well, what are we even doing? Even Daniel's like, huh? Can we just deal with the fact that in recent chapters, they have just been like, oh yeah, like magic spells exist. Again, translation could be what it is. But like, I'm too far into this series for you to just drop magic at me. And I get that Shinsu is a thing. I get that like we have seen things that are not necessarily realistic to my existence. I know that magic is not like the strangest thing that has happened in this universe. But I do feel like it has been dumped on me unceremoniously. Like, it's not very elegant, but it works. Effective. And there's really only one friend dying that Daniel seems to be interested in. The blurring motion of panic. Not you putting all of the pressure on Akka. Yeah, blocking liquid is like a whole other ballpark than like blocking weaponry. The disappointment. Dang, okay. Path is good. Ooh, with the like thorns wrapping around her. I feel like maybe we don't rush in without thinking. Oof. Like, I'd never fall asleep without regret or wrath. Dang, looks like we're getting a flashback too. We haven't really learned that much about Sachi. Okay, so we've picked up what was going on. Yeah, there's probably some trauma. Can we just talk about maybe it was because there were only guys who were slow at catching things? Hey, where's the lie though? Where's the lie? I bet if there had been a woman there, she would have been like, ooh, something's weird. like immediately. Hey, I felt like I couldn't go up to her because I wasn't sure exactly what was happening. I just knew there was like a change. Makes it interesting though to say, like he said, I've never gone to sleep without feeling regret. So I'm sure that there's part of that there where he's, hey, I noticed that there was something that had changed. I noticed that there was something off, but I didn't say anything. I didn't intervene. And even saying the only one who protected her was Daniel. That includes that he did not do it, right? And him saying, I could have stepped in. I saw that there was something different. I saw that something was going on, but there was something unnerving. There was something unaccountable about this change that made me not want to step in or made me hesitant to step in. And because of that, she ended up dying, or like feeling like there is like some causality there. Yeah, she sacrificed, right? So being like, maybe if we had protected her, she wouldn't have had to do that, or she wouldn't have felt like she was the one to do that. Yeah, like we naturally thought that it had to be her, right? You find out that it is dangerous for you because this person has killed someone. It changes your perspective of them, but also how did she get to that point, right? What pushed her into that corner, into that trap, as it was said, that resulted in her taking those actions? How could we forget everything and be happy? Good point. Doesn't seem like anyone's particularly happy. That's a little scary. We got like the, what, bunny from before? The stuffed bunny? Oh, okay. Yeah, I knew the bunny was scary. I knew there was something creepy. That's not unsettling either. Cool. Gotcha. I didn't think it was an ordinary doll. It was scary. I picked that out in the last chapter. I love how they're still like, he didn't help us. He left y'all behind. He's on a revenge mission, which has only worked out well for everyone in this series. All the people who are out looking for revenge have only had good things happen to them. It's probably going to turn out fine. Maybe we don't. I don't know. I feel like we're not thinking before we just like, yeah, before we just like, throw ourselves a nook. No, my gentle giant. I've already claimed them. Aw, go away. I'm having a moment with my gentle giant. Daniel is surprisingly quiet. Oh, Wangnan is sneaking up. Let's go. Yeah, no, I was like, we definitely gonna sense that something's going on. Ooh, showdown. Look at the stark line work there. And like, it's not just like the lighting, but like much softer line work in general, smooth line work. And then here, like there's something scratchy about it. Part of that's like motion, and part of that is, again, like having this instability. I love that's being incorporated into the style of this comic, that whenever people are getting more and more unstable in their presentation, like externally, we get this like scratchy, very sketchy, almost like cross-hatching, right, in the artwork. Very different from the like smoother, more polished work that we're getting for the rest of the panels. I don't know if that's what he meant. I think it was more of a threat. Look at him with his sword, though. I worry. You seem a little manic there, Joaquin, which is not new. Poor Wangnan just stuck in the middle of this clash. You might want to get out of the middle of everything, because I do not think that Joaquin, at least, is concerned with bystanders getting in the way, unless we're also trying to attack, because he's not paying attention. Everything is what I have accomplished. Ooh, fighting back. Yeah, no, he is strong. Agreed, but at least we have this individuality, right? Against people who are like Joaquin, who's, hey, I have accomplished all this. Me being at the forefront of this collective of all of us coming together of white, and him wanting to have the control over that entity, and then having this pushback of, no, I am my own person. I am not just a part of this greater whole. I am my own individual. I don't know what I was expecting for the first panel of this chapter, but I wasn't expecting, what a beautiful pipe. Just admiring the scenery. All these repetitions of, are we just lucky? Nope, it's all planned out. And Kun's always one with a plan, so I'm trusting Kun to have figured out some stuff. Yep, probabilities. The probability of no one coming across you? Unlikely. Also true. The more people wait, the more of the points they're gonna have by the time they have to encounter them. I feel like this is foreshadowing. It'd be bad if we encountered someone who had more than us. That's what's gonna happen, isn't it? Yeah, there's a lot going on besides this game, honestly. Like all things in the tower of, there was a game and there were rules, and then people just veered off to do whatever they wanted. They were like, I want to do this though. The game is just a means to an end. Like, it'd be good if we avoided that. No, really? Yeah, Wangnan, don't panic. But also, don't do anything rash. Please don't be killed. Thank you. Defense is also important. Ooh, your sword was always a strong one, but it was never a winning one. Why is that low-key a bar? Like, the difference between strength and, like, actual success. Interesting. Genius. The difference between, like, survival and, like, victory, right? I think is also interesting. Whomst are you? Walking in to be like, it's over. Interesting, though, to be like, since you were defense, like, one is very offensive, one is very defensive, saying you were the only one I couldn't defeat. Like, we matched up with each other. It was always like a tie between us. Opposite sides of a coin, right? Being opposite ends of the spectrum from each other. Do you respect your father? There seems to be some animosity from what I've heard so far about how they talk about their father. Seems like your goal is a little more ambitious now. Interesting too to be like, that was the first time I actually liked you, was the ambition, right? Similar and yet different. Interesting to bring in like distorted honor, disgrace, right? On the side of how he views his father's actions and like the families in general. And then contrasting also with the, you've committed too many sins. Fascinating to me. This deep-rooted religious backing. Again, lots of religious imagery throughout different parts of a series called Tower of God. There's gonna be some religious imagery somewhere in there, but interesting to have this feeling of like righteousness versus Joaquin, where it feels more like entitlement. The contrast between those two things, but also there are similarities, there are overlap to some of that. Trying to use a great magic. I feel like we're gonna get some more backstory on that at some point. Stronger for what though? I guess maybe if we were attacked by a Princess of Jihad, then yes, I guess I can understand wanting to be stronger. Interesting to have, you can't give up on everything else just to become stronger. Lots of cool images in the last few chapters of, do you want to step on everyone in your way in order to feel powerful, even though there's like this fear and instability in that power? Or do you actually want to find strength and courage? Cool panel. I love the way that the use of like color for like streaking in like movements, and it just adds like a lot of dynamic feeling, like depth to the panels when we have action scenes happening. I like your confidence, but also the bunny freaks me out. We don't need to be like mean to the child. They're not copies, so they are totally different people. But also, Joaquin eats people for power. I'm assuming Anna doesn't. You sold part of your soul? Now we got the eye? Look, Daniel already was making weird deals. Y'all need to stop, okay? Don't bring people back from the dead, don't make sketchy deals, and don't sell your soul. Those are all bad things for strength. Again, this trading of oneself in order to be powerful. It's cool, like, ability, though. The, like, thorns, vines. Ooh. The, like, and crumble. Dang. This seems like a lot for you being like, this isn't very powerful. Epic panel right there. Ooh, with the glowing on his earring too. And it explains the design, the like thorn vine design around his eye as well. That's part of his power. Yeah, I need you to be okay. I've claimed you as part of my gentle giant collection. I know you hate me. That's not what's important. No argument. Just like, that's not what's important right now. Yeah, he did come back. He's like, I ran away and that's why you hated me, but he came back eventually. A few times. More. Why are we more upset? Ooh, we got some backup? We got some help? I was like, I don't know who that is. We haven't been properly introduced, other than I'm assuming that's who we showed up with before. Kazaka's got groupies. Understandable. Cool. Awesome. We got some backup. Yeah, I'm like, Joaquin's gonna be like, why not? The solid point of being like, hey, you failed. There is a little bit of hypocrisy here, isn't there? No, I understand. When we come the center, I thought we were being individuals, not replacing Joaquin to do the same thing. Woof. There's a lot of instability and pent-up anger here. Ooh, power can only be achieved by sacrifices and death. A lot of different perspectives on what power is and what, strength is. A great ruler can be born only when he steps over many people. Now, where have we heard before about people talking about, hey, you can only accomplish true power by stepping on other people and walking over them? It's fascinating. It's fascinating. It makes me think of what may have happened from Joaquin's perspective, right? Of being like the main consciousness of this whole, and what tests he might have gone through, similar to Bam, of like looking at your true power and, from what it seems, not rejecting that like initial like entity that was like, this is your true power, this is what it means to be someone who is going to like step on other people to get to greater heights. Whereas like Bam was like, that isn't power. So it's fascinating to have all of these things like built up on top of each other, right? Building up all of that backstory stuff with Bam and like his journey and his understanding of his own power. And then we get some more insight into who Joaquin is and like the contrast between those two. It doesn't fully sound like we accepted before. Ooh, one of them already did. Whoomst. We're glowing. Wangnan. What does that mean when we're like, one already did, and now we're glowing and the hair is white? Huh? Pardon? What's happening? Are we being possessed by something? What are we doing? Because it has the knife, which I'm assuming has, you can chop like different entities in it, right? That's what we did with Vincent before. But this is Wangnan. What? I don't know what's happening. Like, I'm thrown for a loop at the end of that. Look, I'm not new to there being cliffhangers in this series of them, like, ending chapters, me being like, what does that mean? Okay, but what does that mean? What huh? What is Wangnan being possessed by someone? When did we meet another one of the siblings? When did we, and why Wangnan, other than he's there? And there's already a bunch of backstory with Wangnan and like why he's here and all this kind of prince imagery stuff. And he has the ring that has a symbol of jihad on it. I haven't forgotten about that. Like, there's multiple things happening with him already. And I feel like I don't have full thoughts at the end of that other than confusion and the need to read the next chapters. And they'd better tell me. I'd be so upset if we pick up on the next chapter and it's just like, we're going to be focusing on a different story. I'm going to be like, no, we're not focusing on another story. Give me that story. I need to know what's going on. Okay, sure. Any coherent thoughts at the end of that? I think it's interesting how we're talking about what is power from a lot of different perspectives and what the different characters think of power as a bunch of them try to gain more of it for like their own means and what exactly their goals are. So I think that's fascinating, especially after all the stuff we got with Bam and his perspective on what actual power is and what it means to have strength. That's interesting. We're gonna have to read some more chapters before I think I have any deeper coherent thoughts on that one, because that's all I've got right now. I hope you enjoyed reading that along with me. You can click this place to go to my previous reactions, or you can subscribe to me the next time I post a Tower of God reaction. I will see you in the next video. Bye.